Welcome to Awkward Conversations presents Comics and Cocktails on the Stream.tv, where nerdy gets tipsy. And here's your host, Anastasia Darth Boobs Washington and Nathan Angry Baby Lichman.
That's me.
Ew!
Thanks.
Welcome.
She intros me that way every time, and you could tell. It just warms my heart.
I know.
It makes me feel so special.
You are. You're the only poopy but you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So we are joined by somebody who is far from poopy but ew, like the furthest you can get.
The furthest.
If I'm the worst,
You are the
she's
poopy but ew.
The furthest from that.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Kelli Maroney.
Hi. I'm not sure if that's true.
It's completely true. I'm pretty
It
sure
is very-
Anastasia will back me up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So welcome to Comics and Cocktails.
Thank you.
Now, we haven't really had this on Comics and Cocktails before, but Anastasia and I are sacrificing ourselves, and we're going to get drunk on your behalf.
Nice.
It's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
That's good. So, I became familiar with you when we went to a screening at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood, and we saw Chopping Mall.
Yes.
And I was blown away. I mean, I did not even know such great films existed. I left that quoting it for weeks, and Fuck the Fuchsia, It's Friday is like my new favorite
The
saying.
directors, too. Yeah.
So,
Why isn't that a t-shirt? What's
Fuck
happening?
the Fuchsia, It's Friday?
Yeah.
I'm making it a t-shirt.
Make it a t-shirt.
That will be fuchsia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Absolutely.
I'll get everybody here one. Don't worry. It's going to happen. Okay, fine. So,
Better have mine.
So, you were also in Night of the Comet. And in Night of the Comet, a shopping mall became sort of your emergency place that you
Yes.
went.
Yes.
And
It makes sense, though.
Yeah, and in shopping mall, it's kind of your not so happy place.
I get locked in. Totally different thing.
So,
Except for the stock boys.
what is your experience going into a shopping
Not
mall
only
in
that,
real
but
life?
Pastimes at Ridgemont High shopping mall.
Also shopping
You
mall.
know what? It was
You
that.
spent a lot of time in,
You had some
in
issues, like
shopping
it's a
malls.
roller coaster ride for you with shopping
Yeah.
malls.
Well, in the 80s, I hit that one particular time when everything was just shot in shopping malls. And I noticed it was happening at the time. I went, another shopping mall? Some people get to go to Paris. Some people get to go to Italy. Some people get to go to the beach. I'm at the mall. Or Soundstage Sally. Like, can you be in Van Nuys?
So
Yeah.
do you appreciate shopping malls more or less now in your everyday
You know
life?
what? I never made that connection till you asked me that. I didn't. My major fear going into a shopping mall is that I'm going to leave with no money left.
That's a fair
That's a
fear.
legitimate fear,
Yeah,
though.
but you know what does scare me? Every time in Los Angeles, to this day, when I see the skyline of downtown, it freaks me out
Really?
because of Night of the Comet.
Interesting. It's the downtown skyline that freaks you
Yeah,
out.
it freaks me out. I think someday this might all be coming down. I don't know why. That's of all the things I've done where I've been in danger and all that stuff. That's the thing.
Interesting.
Do you think you don't have that connection to things like Chopping Mall because it was filmed in one mall and the outside was at a different mall, so it's not...
No, all we did was
like-
steal the Beverly Center shot because at the time they took that, we thought we were using the Beverly Center.
Right.
But actually, when Robert Short, who did Daryl Hannah's Tale, major special effects person, when we got the robot on the stair, it didn't go up and down the escalator. It didn't fit, and we thought, how scary is that if the robots can't follow you, right? It's like, ooh, come up here. That doesn't work.
Less
So-
scary.
A lot less
of the
scary.
horror genre they were going
So at
for.
the last minute, they got the Galleria.
Nice. Well,
Which is like completely changed. I remember that mall as a kid, and now
It's so
different. And I saw the old picture of it. I was like, whoa, night and day.
yeah.
are you afraid of the Galleria?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes
Should I be?
people.
I think
Yes.
you might need to be.
Sometimes people write to me and they say, so I couldn't wait to get to Hollywood and see all this stuff. Some people know where our house was, the Belmont Sisters house and all that stuff. It's really cool. They're like, they know where I did stuff, and I was new to California, so I don't know where that was.
Yeah.
I just drove there. Like, I have no idea where I am.
You picked up a star map on the way.
Yeah, exactly. But they will go to the Galleria because it still sort of exists, and they're so disappointed.
That's fair.
This is not the Galleria because they're expecting to see.
Right. The Chopping Mall Galleria.
Right. And also in Fast Times, outside of the gallery, the inside of the Galleria, I think is the gallery. We used the one out by the 3rd Street Promenade. That
Okay.
That was the actual Fast
That
Times
also
Mall.
changed a lot.
So speaking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you were involved with some major A-list people. Now they're major A-list people. Do you have any hidden stories that you could tell us about?
All the secrets.
Tell us the secret. Backstage life.
Oh gosh.
Who's a jerk?
Nobody was actually everybody was nobody really until after the movie.
Okay.
I found out, yeah, but not me.
Not you.
No.
I would hope you would find out
no.
when it happened.
Sean was a very method actor, Sean Penn, and so he stayed in character the whole time. He was Spicoli, and if you called him something else, he would not answer you. He had Spicoli on his. We didn't have trailers. We had little honey wagons.
So he was full on a stoner the whole time?
Well, he never smoked. I believe him that he never got
So
stoned in
not
his
that
life.
method acting. He
But
wasn't.
he grew up in Malibu, and so he saw all this. He grew up with those guys.
He knew what that looked like.
Right. So that was a little, but the makeup people, I couldn't drive yet, and so the Teamsters had to pick me up, and so I would get there at like 7 a.m. for a noon call. Like whenever they could pick me up, that's when I got a ride. And so he was there early because they were sewing on his. That wasn't, he didn't grow his hair out for that. And so I got a chance to, we saw the studio, the Universal Studio coming to life every morning. It was like so cool. But the makeup and hair people said, Sean is really a nice young man. It was, he's a nice guy, boy. Actually, they called him boy. I'm trying to avoid saying that. They called him boy. He's really nice. And so I could see
Hard
that.
not to think of him as the Oscar-nominated actor.
He's actually a very sweet guy.
That's great.
Yeah, and
That's good to know.
we had. I think we had a great time.
Yeah.
And then after, sometimes it's their stories to tell. They're not my stories to tell.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So your story in a lot of these films involves you, excuse my language, being a pretty badass female.
Absolutely, you can say badass. If you can say it on this show, can we swear?
Yeah, well, a little.
Yeah.
So, nowadays we're seeing a lot of these like protagonist women that are solving the whole thing, kicking ass, taking names.
Like Katniss and
Yeah, but I feel like you were doing that like well in the 80s before really other things had that going on.
Well, we got
You didn't have to
lucky.
be saved by a man.
I know, and I didn't know how lucky I was coming in just at that moment when, like, for 5 minutes they were writing those great parts.
Yeah.
And then they stopped doing it.
I was like, wait, where did it go?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought my whole life was going to be like that. I'm going to go and kick butt on this set, and then I'm going to go kill that monster. And no, it's sort of all of a sudden, by the end of the 80s, that was gone, and you were back to being the girrlfriend. And I don't get cast as the girlfriend.
You only
You're a
get cast as the
yeah.
kick butt character.
I find that as a compliment.
Yes, I do too. I sometimes, but I'm the girlfriend of like the psychotic killer, like John Michael Vincent. I was his pregnant girlfriend, and so yeah, I don't get to be like the pretty girl.
So you only get to be the psychotic killer's girlfriend.
It's more complicated that way.
But what were you asking me for? Oh, you know what? Actually, we're not the first women to kick butt. We were the first women to kick butt in quite a while.
Okay.
But in the silent era, and of course I can't remember the actress's name, right from the get-go, first they had women directors, first of all, and second of all, there was a woman who, it was like a whole series of things. She was just a regular woman, and every day and something would happen, and she'd have to stop and save people's lives and solve crimes.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a comedy. And that was before there were even talkies. So, no, I don't think we invented it.
You didn't invent it.
We got to enjoy a wave of it. And I'm glad it's coming back, thank God.
I am too. I think that it makes for a fun, movie and a fun show. Like we're seeing it in like Jurassic World and all of these things where the women are like really the driving force.
What I would love now is if it wasn't like, look, a woman did that.
Right.
Because they always pointed out like, and then the woman did it.
Walnut two things.
Then the special needs human, yeah. Isn't that spunky of her? No.
So spunky.
It should be just normal.
Wait, you walk out of the kitchen sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. After
So
I make a
shocked.
good sandwich, I just go do other things.
That's surprising. I don't know if we can allow that.
We'll stop.
What makes you feel most nerdy? I can tell she liked that question.
I'm studying magic.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. And it's very, very passionate. And all the people involved are super intelligent and very committed and extremely passionate. You don't find any articulate people there, but It's nerdy. It's very, very nerdy. And I do a mentalism thing it's a group called the Elders, and that's super nerdy. And I'm also somebody I met there is having a party. I'm going to be a superhero. He made us all come as superheroes,
wow.
and I'm going as Black. I said, who should I go as? He went, Black Canary. It's like,
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
so,
you approve of the cosplay?
I do. I approve of that choice.
yeah, but I mean, the fact that he would just go, "You're Black Canary,
Yeah,
you're the
it's
Penguin,
done.
you're." Wow.
Well, that sounds like a fun party.
Yeah, it does. Superheroes,
I
but
think it's time for a mojo moment. Even we'll take one for the team,
Like the alcohol.
like the alcohol.
So Shakey's is our sponsor, and they have these
Very
great
nice.
potatoes,
I love
Mojo
Shakey's.
potatoes, and we're gonna have the Mojo
that's
potato.
right.
You're welcome.
I will.
Our
certainly.
mouthful of mojo moment. Sponsored by Shakey's Pizza.
So
Film.
I know the Zero Boys Blu-ray is out. Describe being part of that project.
Wow. It was not by today's standards. It was super low budget. All of us actors had one trailer, and wardrobe was in there too. And they set makeup up someplace closer to the set, but all the girls and all the boys were in this one trailer together. And the director was a Greek guy named Nikos Masterakis, who was very, very famous and revered in Greece because he was the guy who got the pictures of Jackie Onassis' wedding to Aristotle Onassis and got put in jail for it and all this stuff. So he was known as this badass guy.
That was historic.
We just thought he was kind of a jerk because he's mean to us. So,
There you go.
and the funny thing was none of us got paid the rest of our money for that movie. So what was fun for me is, so we did the low budget thing for the DVD, of course, for the commentary. I mean, we rented a hotel room and we just sat on the bed and watched it on the computer. So it was pretty low budget. And, I said, gosh, I wish we would, not that we were being paid anything to begin with, but it'd be nice to get the rest of it. The rest of the $10,
So that's why people need to go buy the Blu-ray.
It's just really funny. It's funny it's the whole thing is a camp festival. I think that
Love
this
camp.
I think that this DVD is going to be killer. Our commentary was hilarious.
Well, you're going to
Yeah.
have to check that out.
Speaking of killer things, let's play a little Mary Screw Kill.
You want to explain it?
So you're going to take 3 names
Out of
Okay.
this
out
Han
of
Solo box
out of Han
right here.
Solo,
Okay.
and you're going to pick one that you would marry, one that you would screw, and the one you would kill.
All right.
And I will tell you, these are all of your shopping mall co-stars.
All right. Okay. So one by one?
You can pick out 3.
Okay.
She's doing a little bit of mentalism
Oh,
on
okay,
this right
perfect.
now.
I think I got 3 there. I'm trying to. Oh no, I only got 2. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
So now tell us who you have, and you can tell us whether
Okay.
you're marrying, screwing, or killing them.
Leslie Todd.
Okay.
Marrying him, screwing him, or
Yes, and you
Well-
can look at all of them, so you can make your
Okay.
decisions without just
okay,
looking
good.
at
Okay,
one.
good. Because
Because otherwise, then you might not
Tony
know.
O'Dell, Ferdy
Okay.
Meisel, and Russell Todd. Okay. Well, I would marry Ferdy. Tony O'Dell. He's still a great friend of mine, and he's an awesome guy.
Yeah. Well,
He's
and he was kind of your love interest in the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No, that's not a spoiler. It comes right up. That's one of the
Pretty
first,
early in the film.
One of the first things. We're the only couple. We just meet and we're awkward, and we're watching Attack of the Crab Monsters, and we're the only couple that doesn't have sex, which is
That's
why
true.
we live.
That is the rule.
It was
That's the rule.
The whole chopping mall thing was an homage to all of Roger's movies, and everybody knows if you have sex in a horror movie, you're going to die.
Absolutely.
So of course we did not, and I had a little button-down collar and a little pink sweater. That was all on
Just to show how
purpose.
pure,
Yeah.
how pure you
Yeah.
were.
It's just like when I went into the pet store, it's Roger's Little Shop of Pets.
That's right.
The whole thing is an homage. You're absolutely right. So yes, I would definitely marry Tony. He's a really great guy.
Great.
You can totally depend on him. And who wouldn't want to sleep with Russell Todd? Hello. Boy,
Who wouldn't?
He's still very, very good looking. Actually,
Yeah.
he's a friend of mine. I don't want to really sleep with Russell Todd. However,
you will
for the
admit that he's good looking.
For the
purposes
purposes
of the game.
of the game, yeah.
Okay.
You couldn't go wrong with it. Okay. And then I don't want to kill Susie Slater.
You have to. Gotta
She's
kill
already,
one.
I mean, she's
She does
already
do-
had the ultimate death. I mean, my God.
Then there's no guilt.
Do you know what because she's a very nice girl, but I mean, should I spoil it?
Yeah, you could spoil it.
Susie Slater's head explodes in the movie.
A laser
So-
hits her head and it
And
explodes.
in New York, when it opened up, that was the whole trailer for the movie. They put it, and they just played it like a GIF. They just played it over and over again. That was the whole thing for the movie.
Well, then you shouldn't feel bad.
No,
I mean,
you
she
shouldn't.
dies.
You should
Probably
in a
take it
film.
in the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, where can people find all things about you?
The official Kelli Maroney. The official KelliMaroney.com. And then my present day actor site is kellimaroney.com. I'm on Facebook. It's all KelliMaroney. Everybody spells my name out, including True Blood. The credits are rolling. I went, that's not how I spell my name. Thanks a lot. KelliMaroney. And I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm like so hip and cool.
So people will find you.
Yeah, and I'm on Pinterest, and
Everything.
and actually, I'm retooling my website right now. It was always just like a place to go, like a memorabilia kind of thing, but I'm revamping it now, so I'm going to have like a whole bunch of really cool present day stuff in addition to the old stuff. Present day stuff for like people who have been loyal to me.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Well, you answered in discussing it with you. You answered all of our trivia questions that
That's
we were
because
going to ask.
you gave me cheat sheets, and I knew what you wanted me to talk about. Sort of.
So thank you so much for coming on the show.
But
and-
also do look for King Trivia around you. They are one of our great sponsors, and it'll be amazing.
Oh, and Hell's Kitty.
And don't
Hell's
forget
Kitty.
to look at your new web series, Hell's Kitty.
Hell's Kitty.
Awesome. And be sure to keep on watching on the stream.tv. And cheers, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks.